Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Emi Ferraga. Emi Ferraga is a regular on Open Conversation and he's also a political analyst. Good morning, Emi, and welcome.
Good morning, Laresha. Happy holidays.
I wish you the same. Hope you're enjoying your holidays as well.
I wish you the same is something I might not really accept.
It's all right. And then moving forward. River State House of Assembly has rejected a 100,000 naira Christmas gift credited to the personal accounts of lawmakers on the directive of Governor Similaye Fubara, describing the payment as unsolicited and unlawful. The lawmakers said the funds were promptly returned. In a statement signed by the chairman of the House Committee on Information, Petitions and Complaints, Enemy George, the Assembly stressed that public funds must be spent strictly in line with due process, including prior legislative approval, which was not obtained in this case. The House further accused the governor of consistently withdrawing from the state's consolidated revenue account without legislative authorization since assuming office in 2023, warning that such actions violate the Constitution and undermine the authority of the legislature. Emi, what is your take on this story?
You know, we are practicing a constitutional democracy, and the law defines processes towards achieving government functions and responsibilities. And going by our laws, it said the governor of a state shall lay before an assembly a budget. That budget contains the estimate of expenditure and revenue that the state is anticipating for that financial year. And that process is meant to fulfill the law. And the House of Assembly is meant to look at what's submitted to them, the area they can contribute to, make sure that it is passed, that is an assent to the governor to spend from the consolidated account. During the period of emergency rule, we discovered that as the law allows, the president can perform the function of the governor of a state under an emergency rule, while the National Assembly can play the role of the state of assembly, except the impeachment of the governor. Every other responsibility and function of assembly, the law allows the National Assembly to perform it under an emergency rule. I think during that period we had something like that, why the president was reported to have sent a budget through the sole administrator, then IBAS, and to the National Assembly, and even a committee was set up. And we also had reports that that budget of Rivers State was actually passed. What I don't understand, you're talking about the process that the Rivers State Assembly currently mentioned. I don't know. Is it that when the appropriation bill then was passed by the National Assembly, is it that the president didn't assent to it to make it lawful? Maybe there is something that we need to tell us, because I believe the members of Rivers State Assembly, they are men and women of knowledge, They understand legislative processes, and I know that Right Honorable Martin Amekule is grounded in legislative businesses. So I wonder why this argument of illegality, not authorized, not approved, is actually coming from. If there is an information that they had, that the president didn't assent to it, but some people, just decided to be spending and withdrawing money from the state consolidated account, they should, feed the public with it for us to understand. Because right now, I can't really...
Now, what if I get what you're saying? You're saying that the governor has a right to spend the money that he spent if the budget was approved. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, if that budget was, by the report that it was actually passed, and it was assented to by the president, then it becomes a legal document.
Now, in that budget, was there anywhere Christmas, 100,000 naira Christmas bonus to civil servants, pensioners, and 100,000 naira Christmas gifts to lawmakers were attached anywhere in that budget that was approved?
You know, in making budgets, after you specifically, name some of the items that you think that the state will need, like projects and the rest of you, that the state will need for that fiscal year, there is also room for miscellaneous.
Now, when you say there is room for miscellaneous, that is a word that is covering any other unexpected and expenditure that may come out in course of governorship,
yes,
in governance, right? Now, from that miscellaneous that was, let's say it's from miscellaneous, but what they are saying is it's from consolidated account, whichever way. Can the governor spend the state's fund, this is our common patrimony, without the oversight function of the legislature?
You see, the consolidated account is the account that houses all rivers revenue, whether federal allocation, whether state IGR, whatever. This consolidated account houses all of this. They are paid into that account. So it is from there, the governor will now send an appropriation bill to the state assembly seeking the approval that will enable him to withdraw money from that consolidated account.
Now,
so in the course of all of this, so like I said earlier, the governor of a state may also envision some kind of unexpected spending that may arise, which I call miscellaneous spending. But in this case, that is why I said, if there is any other information that the state assembly has, they should feed us.
So
with
now,
it.
what you're saying is that the governor, what you're saying is that the 100,000 naira Christmas gift across board, because it's not just the lawmakers, you understand, pensioners, civil servants, and all that. So the 100,000 naira Christmas gifts is being withdrawn from the consolidated account is well within the governor's purview to do.
Yes.
Without the approval of the legislature.
If a budget has been passed and assented to, it becomes legal. That is, it's like an authority given to the governor of a state. Okay, the withdrawing money according to what is written in the budget.
According to what is written in the budget. Now, you also said that the governor cannot withdraw and spend from the consolidated account without the approval of the assembly.
Yes.
And this is what the assembly is saying, that this particular expenditure is done without their knowledge and their approval. And here you are saying that, oh, the assembly, that you don't understand what is going on, and you're trying to arrogate this to the budget assented to by the National Assembly during the emergency rule. Now, clearly, the Rivers State House of Assembly is stating unequivocally that this expenditure is coming from the consolidated account. Now, I have asked you, is this expenditure covered in the budget?
That is why.
If it is in the budget, can we see it? Now, clearly it's not in the budget. So if it is not in the budget, where is the governor getting the funds to run this expenditure? Now, if you are arrogating it to miscellaneous, to the best of my knowledge in governance, does not cover such expenditures. Last time I checked, I pay taxes to Rivers State government. And for some reason, I did not receive Christmas bonus from the governor. Right? Yes. Civil servants pay taxes via their salaries. I pay tax to the federal government. I also pay tax by the reason of some other jobs that I do to the Rivers State government. And then during Christmas celebration, a certain set of people are separated and paid 100,000 naira bonus. Well, I think to this extent, I should also be demanding for my own bonus from the governor as well, because I pay taxes to Rivers State government. Why the segregation, right? Are we not all taxpayers? Now, this is where it now boils down to how, because for me, the Rivers State House of Assembly is questioning this. And I think that every progressive-minded person should question it as well. This is our money. So if the governor is spending the money, there has to be explanation, especially when the House of Assembly, who has oversight function and has the responsibility for approving these budgets, that are coming out to say, oh, we don't know about this. Emmy, you're saying that this expenditure is coming from the miscellaneous of our budget in 2025. Is that what you're saying again?
See, Loresha, you've called the Emmy several times, so let me also call your name.
Please go ahead, call my name, please.
You see, there are two issues you just raised.
Yes.
Two different issues.
All tied to one thing.
Why I say two different issues is this. The issue of nepotism in administration. One. Then the issues of legal withdrawal from the consolidated account of Rivers State. So now, in trying to differentiate between this, the first one, where I said it, I use the word it might, that is under probability, because I don't have the document, right? I don't have this. That is why I say it might. So even in our criminal laws, it says that he who alleges has the onus to prove. Now the Rivers State House of Assembly are now alleging that the spending and this 100,000 naira whatever dash or gift has been exercised by the governor is unauthorized, is unapproved by the supposed authorizing body, which is the State House of Assembly. So I expected the House of Assembly now to come up with all of this proof that based on A, B, C, D that we have in that said budget, the budget was assented to by the president or wasn't assented to by the president. That becomes one issue. Then from there we move to the next one, that even the budget as it was assented to by the president, ABCD was not included or was not covered by that budget. There was no issue of even miscellaneous. Then the governor now has the responsibility to explain where he got that money from or who authorized him to withdraw from the consolidated account without authorization. But in this case, the assembly just said they have not given approval, but the governor is spending money. Under the eyes of our law, that is an impeachable offense. So if the governor is spending Rivers State money without approval by the assembly as enshrined in our constitution, the governor is subtly committing an impeachable offense. An impeachment is a legal activity in our constitution. It's not a coup. That is for that aspect. Then this is one problem we have. When certain persons find their way into government, they will bring that idea of nepotism. Some people feel that nepotism is all about I appoint somebody. Certain actions you might take in the act of governance, if properly astray and examined, could be termed a nepotic act. Rivers people own Rivers money, including the residents in Rivers States. I am here, we pay tax. So whatever spending that the state will want to embark on, their policies, at least it should cover my own interests as well. But when we now make it, because I was once a civil servant, then you will now begin to dash Rivers people money to a segment of the population. Then it becomes a question, what happened to the others? You are raising a kind of a bad blood within the Rivers people. Because the civil servant, you may say, they are Rivers citizens, they are Rivers indigents. But they are Rivers indigents who have no job. They are Rivers indigents who are even looking for 50,000 to start something. There are other Rivers indigents who are not civil servants. They are self-employed, who are struggling currently. But when you now dash 100,000 naira to somebody, all in the name of Christmas bonus and all that, and the other person is not celebrating the Christmas?
No, talking about that, Amy, that also brings to mind, because when we are talking about this, let's not limit it to 9 to 5 workers. Everybody that has a shop in River State doesn't just pay tax. They pay multiple taxes.
Yes.
Multiple, not double, multiple taxes.
I agree with you.
To the tax agents of local government and state government as it is. I'm saying this because if we are, with regards to the new tax law coming up, Nigerians will start demanding more transparency and accountability from our leaders, as it were, because you cannot hold the common patrimony of the people in trust. That fiduciary responsibility, you fail it, and we sweep it under the guise of politics. No. So I'm saying this because when you calculate probably the multiple taxes that shop owners
are paying,
you find out that they pay more taxes than civil servants in River State.
Is paying, right? Civil servant is paying. They just withdraw that little.
That one that they take at the end of the month. That little that they take. But when we break it down to the nitty gritty, to the microeconomics, you find out that shop owners,
they pay more.
People who are in batches, right? Even women who sell in the market, who sell things on a small tray in the market, they pay more taxes than civil servants in this state because they pay multiple taxes back to back, monthly, daily basis. And at the end of the day, the governor is giving out Christmas gifts from the taxes collected by every single person who has a business in River State. And then our collective patrimony is being collected and given to a few under the guise of pensioners, civil servants, and lawmakers in River State. I am looking at the preferential treatment. I'm looking at the unfairness of it all. And then the assembly is even, whistleblowing right now and saying that this particular expenditure is not approved. Someone should make this make sense to us. Probably as residents and as citizens and as indigents of River State, we should start demanding more accountability and more, due process in all this, and transparency and fairness. Because last time I checked, I will repeat it again, I did not get Christmas gift from the governor, so I need this to make sense to me.
See, Laurentia, Amy Fieraga had been accused several times of unjustly criticizing River State government and been brandished with all manner of names and all that. But you are pinching me somewhere.
How am I pinching you?
You are pinching me because there are certain things I'm just trying, just to, organize myself and just look as if I don't feel it. But you are pinching me. You are making me to want to vomit. And I think I will just maybe let a little for my mind to be at peace. You see, I am so disappointed in River State governance. If I am to express my frustration in total, I think the former names will just be a kind of something that really capture what I am to express. River State by now, apart from these political shenanigans, the hyping of 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer roads, and the celebration of a nepotism of fair treatment and all that, there is no true sense of governance in River State. When you talk about governance, some people think that it is when you build 1 kilometer road, then you gather people, you blow it on media and all that, as if you are actually delivering governance. In River State, anything comes and goes. That supervisory role of government is not really there. The concentration is more on 1 kilometer road and structure. Political structure that advance one selfish political interest. Aside this, go around in the streets and just look at how issues are going. PhD is here misbehaving. River State government is not see that as something that desire a kind of a focus or a comment, at least to protect the interests of the consumer who are resident and indigenous of River State. The government has no care, has no concern. They don't even look at that. Then you go to the area of police molestation, police harassment, and the rest of it. It's a responsibility of the state government here to at least protect the interests of the people who are resident within your domain. But you don't see River State government showing interest in any of this. You see the issue of tongues, touts, molesting people, harassing people here and there. So they think that governance is all about that 1 kilometer road that you were supposed to spend maybe 500 million and you invested 10 billion and you shot everybody. Yeah, he's delivering the governor of the people.
But then in this instance, there have been arguments, within the political ecosystem that one of the challenges as to why probably in this administration there is not much to be seen is because of the crisis that has bedeviled this administration since 2023 to date.
I won't even allow you to land.
Okay, go ahead.
Please. You see, people will also find excuses to justify their failures or to cover up I am not saying people are looting, but the flying away of money into some private pocket and the rest of it, the extravagant and the wastages that we are seeing around. Before state of emergency, I've always asked this question. What was the government of River State doing? What were they doing? In terms of agriculture, what did they do? It's 0 upon 0. In terms of commerce, empowerment. So, what exactly were they doing apart from the road that we have been seeing since 1999? I said this in one of my publication. If you check the government of Delta Rivers since 1999, the focus has been construction of roads. Road. Yet our road are still bad and immotorable. So which of the roads exactly are these people building? The roads are not finishing. And the roads are still remain, some are immotorable, some are just there. While other states are moving far ahead. So what exactly was the government doing
would be
before the state of emergency?
The question would be, regardless of all that, regardless of the crisis, political crisis in River State, that will not be an excuse for lack of leadership, in the sense that the crisis did not stop federal FAC allocation from hitting River State, right? And despite all the crisis that has been going on, removing 6 months emergency rule, right? Let's say the governor had a period of 3 years and 6 months, or he will have a period of 3 years and 6 months, and so far 2 years is gone. Within those time that he was on seat, FAC allocation never failed to enter River State.
IGR never failed.
And not just that, it is FAC allocation, increased FAC allocation, 13% derivation fund entered River State account. Question is, how did this money, or can we say this money is translated into concrete governance? And now we have entered election political year, that's the election season, and River State crisis from all the signs that I'm seeing, it's about to start again. Is this how this administration will go? What do we have to hold on to in this administration?
Laurentia, you asked me a question, and I will ask you one question. If you, as you are a journalist and a resident in River State, if someone should call you and ask you, what do you think Rivers will be, or where do you think Rivers will be in the next 5 years based on the current issues and kind of governance? What would you say? Nothing. You will be guessing. You will not see any direction. So the government we are seeing today is driving on what is it? Even trial by error is also a model for socio-economic transformation. Trial by error is one of the models. This one is not even trial by error. What I am seeing by my evaluation is trial in excuses and blaming people and blaming crisis that ordinarily, by now somebody is supposed to be telling me that based on the crisis, based on the political shenanigans and all, we are saying the governors have been disturbed and distracted. The money that is accrued to Rivers State is stuck somewhere. We have only used 10% of all the total revenue that is accruing to the state. 90% is somewhere. Look at the money. You can go to Soso Bank. You can go, the money is there. Because I'm distracted, I'm not doing anything. But in this case, you are not seeing the trillions, the billions. But somebody is telling you, oh, because we are fighting. Why didn't that fight stop you from buying new cars? Why didn't that fight stop you or your aides from making money and becoming billionaires overnight and buying hotels and building houses and, living extravagant lives? The crisis is not affecting your aides from becoming billionaire overnight. But the crisis is stopping the common man in Rivers State from having access to good water, having access to good education. Everything we wait, we now say, okay, the federal government is supposed to provide. What is the function of the state? It's very painful that Bayelsa State, it's very painful that, look at Bayelsa State. What is the revenue of Bayelsa State compared to Rivers State? But as I speak, Bayelsa State now have Bayelsa Air. Yes. They are investing in the aviation industry. Where is Rivers State investing in? 1 kilometer road. Oh, from Lake Road, that internal road. The governor is. Where are we investing in? Where are we going? In the next 2 years, where are we going? What is our short-term plan? What is our middle-term plan? What is our long-term plan? Everything lies with, they are fighting. They are fighting me. They are not giving me chances. I think a wise man who is willing and has that political will to actually transform a place will use this opportunity to show working. For the people to see that, yes, this one, they should just leave him. You will build those roads. You will invest in agriculture. You will invest in this. You will invest in empowerment. The people will begin to fight the fight. Say, yeah, this one actually means well. It's an opportunity to plant yourself in the minds of the people. Not by excuses. We had a situation in Akwa Ibom where Atta and Akpabio had issue then. Atta brought Akpabio. Where Atta decided to say, okay, Akpabio, you are not following what I expected of you and all that. And the issue arose between Atta and Akpabio. While Atta was mobilizing his men, Atta reminded Akpabio, all of these people appointed them. They are my boys. I can, deal with it the way I want to deal with it in government house. While Atta was plotting that, Akpabio was busy delivering projects, transforming Akwa Ibom State. It were the people, even from the BBO aspect of Akwa Ibom State, that rose against even Atta, his own people. I said, when you were there, we didn't have this, but now look at it in my backyard. I have it. When you were there, leave this one who has come to work for us. The people fought for Akpabio. Why? Because Akpabio was busy delivering projects and transforming Akwa Ibom State. But in this case, what we hear is they are fighting me. Your men now, you see, you are becoming rich, and the people are, the misery index is still there. So what are we really saying in this state? It's very shameful that we are gathering at this era. See, sometimes they will say, Lagos State, we are majoring Lagos State. We are majoring Lagos State that is running an economy that is surpassing other countries' economy. You say you are majoring Lagos State. Lagos State has gone to blue ray, red ray, and the rest of it, and we are here. Even transportation system. See, I remember I mentioned something about Ogoja the other time here, where a local government chairman decided to buy these mini buses and subsidize transportation within Ogoja. Where you were supposed to pay 1,000 naira, the local government pays 500 naira, maybe pay 500 naira. So transportation within that area became so cheap. Which of the local government are we seeing here in Rivers State doing that? Everything is just based on excuses and how they are disturbing, they are fighting, they are not allowing to work, or this will not work, and all that. And the end, the money are just flying away.
To where?
That is the issue, to that place.
Where
that nobody wants us to ask.
Why don't you?
Maybe
that is the name of the place.
That is the name we are looking for. We are looking seriously searching for that name. Where those money are entering. Maybe something that we point to Adoni Road, point to Onega Road, point to that. And we are talking about billion in a place where a 100 or million will cover. And we are shamelessly celebrating performance. In what context? Do you know that in Enugu State, Enugu, compare the revenue of Enugu State to River State. Enugu State is just small thing. But do you know Enugu as a state has a control room in terms of security? You don't go to Enugu and misbehave.
Very true.
You don't go there and misbehave. You are in the bush, they are seeing you. You are in the bush around Enugu, they are seeing you from the government house. Where is River State? Oh, he's performing. The best performing. God gift. So God gift. I don't even understand the kind of gift God is giving us these days. That people are becoming more poorer. Misery is increasing. Our roads are dirty. Everywhere is just like that. And people are saying, show us the money. What I want to see is this.
Where is the money?
Show me the money that they are stuck here because you are disturbed for performing. So the money are here.
What you're saying that is if the governor is not, if you're not seeing concrete developmental strides in this administration, then it is expected that we should see the funds.
The funds should be somewhere. So that whenever we get angry, we turn around and we say, okay, look at the money there. Maybe that. But this of we turn around, we will use halogen to be searching for. We don't see the funds, yet we don't see what we're supposed to see.
Now, this what you're saying actually, when you made reference to the Atta and the Akpabio debacle, when Akpabio was governor, this, just briefly brought me to the Abia State situation currently, where the governor he's been wooed, for a long time by the APC, and he has said clearly that he will stay. He's not even feeling threatened because his works will speak for him. And genuinely, if probably I do not give credit to Governor Alex Oti of Abia State for anything, you see the road. Yesterday I drove back from the village to Port Harcourt, and I drove in the night. In fact, while I was going, I remember leaving Port Harcourt around 8 and got to the village by 11 a.m. And guess what? Sorry, 11 p.m. in the night. And guess what? That road was so busy. Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway was so busy. I was amazed. I wanted to take Igbeche, but I just changed my mind. I said, I didn't even know that the Aba Road was that good until I did not know. I did not take Igbeche Road because of the fear of the loneliness of that road and insecurity in Igbeche. I had to take Aba. I was so shocked. The road was so good until the moment I entered Imo State. I was like, okay, good. I know that I've entered those other mass territory. Because the road was as bad as what I witnessed. When you cross the boundary and you enter Port Harcourt, you will know you've entered River State along this Aba Express Road with the state of the road. And Alex Oti is saying that he's not threatened because the people of Abia State will vote for him because of the works, because of what he has put on ground. And genuinely, I was emotional because, it's been a long, Aba story is a very long one. And what I saw yesterday and day before yesterday really amazed me. And guess what? Every other person on the road was plying that road. Ordinarily, it would have been Igbeche Road that was being taken, but it was plying that road. There was not one news of insecurity on that road till date. I think that is something that should be said. And when you're talking about, when you do a comparative analysis of that with Enugu State and Abia State that has their IGR is very minuscule, like it's so small compared to IGR in River State, one would wonder what exactly is going on. But then the assembly has come out too, because that still brings us back to this unappropriated spending according to the allegations of the River State House of Assembly. Now you're saying that the onus of proof lies on the assembly, yes, and the assembly should shed more light on this particular allegation.
More information.
You say what?
The assembly should feed us with more information because aside the business of legislation, the assembly also have another function.
Go ahead.
Oversight function. In other words, they are also representative of the people.
Yes.
So the assembly can ask the governor to provide the books of spending, the expenditure. Give us this, give us this. And the assembly, I think, based on their position, can have access to several information. So feed the public with
freedom of information.
There is one sentiment in town. our people here, I'm really sorry. That way is not helping us. We have this kind of Pharaoh let my people go mentality. That is a fixated mindset that thinks in one direction. We don't give room to other idea, other thoughts, other area of argument. It's just that one way, that one way, that one way. It is believed that, oh, Fubara is being fought by Wike, and the Wike group are enemies of Rivers. Fubara is the godsend and the one for Rivers people. But how true is this statement? The people should know that there are certain things that concern them. The onus of protecting them and protecting their interests lies with the executive arm of government. The legislation will raise idea, makes law and the rest of it. The implementation of whatever it is on the executive. Currently, you see how rent is beating people in Rivers State. Rent is molesting and disgracing people, making
and agents.
So
and house agents.
You will just see some people. Some people who just come, they don't have house, but they will just pick their phone and call somebody, Madam lady or Gala lady. You see this your house? I'm bringing somebody. Oh, how much are they paying? Okay, they are paying you 500,000. I'm bringing somebody will pay you 700,000 now. If we can agree with me and all that, making it so unbearable for people here. The executive arm of government ought to have been seen doing one or two things to make life easy, conducive for the people. If you are not building yet, but your policy should be the one that will protect the resident.
The government is actually doing something around that area. He said he's building low-cost housing along Airport Road. Haven't you said that?
TAF City. The TAF City, yes. I know TAF City. I know the one at...
but it has taken so long. Well, the question is, it's taking years.
How many houses are there and how many people
can it
accommodate?
Interesting.
So you can't build for everybody. You see Lagos State now, there are several bills around. You see, there are some people will say, is the responsibility of the assembly to make law? Now, I agree to an extent. But the thing is, we have private member bill, we have executive bill. These are the two channels an assembly uses to discuss issues. A private member bill will be sponsored by an individual. And we know we have very selfish politicians to say, how many persons are willing to bring out their money to sponsor bill? So it is even easier when it is an executive bill, because the executive will come with the interest of everybody, as we assume. Then it's just for the executive to know how to reach out to one or two people, lobby a state fund now. It's state fund you are going to use, and perhaps all of you are in government. You make the series, you push, and these things are passed to ameliorate the suffering of people in the states. These are the things that we are not having here. This is why Lagos is always Lagos. Lagos is far. Lagos are thinking. Are you seeing where people are jittering where election is coming? In Borno State, do you see anybody jittering? The incumbent party don't jitter. They are just there. They are telling you where you are coming. Their project will just slap you and you will run away. If you are coming from here, they will tell you the schools will just show you, disgrace you, and you will run away. So what are you coming to tell the people? Provide governance. It's not just about that 1-2 kilometer, 10 kilometer road and all that. The major project in Rivers State currently is the ring road.
But that
the ring road is funded through borrowing. 200 billion naira was borrowed specifically for that project. So what happens to others? What happens? How we Rivers State is a senior brother, unofficially a senior brother to all the South states. So the South states are looking onto Rivers State. Just like if you go to Lagos, all the Southwest states, they are looking onto Lagos. What are they doing? They will try to, copy and take it to their states. They are moving in that direction. But in Rivers State, they are supposed to play that big brother role where every other state around the South will copy. They are even behind some states now in terms of economic transformation.
All right.
Rivers State is behind. Rivers State is not showing direction. Rivers State is not showing anything that the state will copy from. River State is even, for me, it's even causing the backwardness of some other state. Because River State, the supposed big brother is misbehaving. What will others do?
All right, very well. Moving on, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has declared that his political camp will not repeat what he described as a leadership mistake in River State ahead of the 2027 elections. Speaking during a thank you visit to Kana in Kana local government area, Wike said leaders must act in the collective interest of the people, urging residents to remain united and follow their political leaders when the time comes. He praised the people of Kana for standing with him and President Bola Tinubu during the 2023 elections, noting that their loyalty had already translated into benefits such as road projects, the University of Environment, and other federal interventions in Ogoniland. What do you have to say to this, Emmy?
See, there are some reality, you know, the Nigerian populace have refused to accept in the lens of our democracy. We're not accepting it. We're deceiving ourselves. That, number one, the biggest problem the Nigeria state has is not just Boko Haram, IPOB, and the rest of it. It's the politicians. That is the biggest problem that the Nigeria state has. The politicians are the reason why our law are becoming ineffective to an extent. It looks as if our laws are not working. But we have laws that are supposed to be working. The politicians are the reason where the security situation is where it is. The politicians are the reason where even the security agents cannot function at their optimal level. But we are refusing to accept this reality. We pretend and dance around it. The moment we accept that, yes, this is the problem, we trigger the right questions and the right support, the right rejection that the people were supposed to be demonstrated towards politicians and governance in the country, at the state level, at the local government, even at the community level. But we are not accepting this reality. Now, the man made mention of political mistakes. Another reality that we must accept, that these politicians, the Nigeria state is where it is because these politicians are driving their interests. So we are not encouraging, we are just following their interests. So sometimes when they say certain things, we find those things very offensive, even when it is the reality. But we don't accept it because we are refused to accept it. We find it's a problem. Why will he say so? Oh, it's wrong. Our vote not counting again. Brother, sister, your vote is counting, your vote will count because some people are acting in certain ways. So when they make certain statement, it is left for us to actually evaluate that statement and understand it. So if we are to fuse whatever pursuit that we have for the states or the federation, it will be through that channel because we have understood these people. But we don't want to understand them. The man says mistakes will be corrected. So that mistake can be interpreted in the political cycle to mean political calculation. On what ground? Based on what they thought that this is what will continue to sustain them within around the corridor of power and in power. That means it is them first. It is the interest of some people first, and that is the reality. But for us, we just think that because these people are around government, so whatever they think, oh, they stayed. It is that their interests they are pursuing and they end larger this thing. They try to give us some crumbs and the rest of it. The man says, this mistake will be corrected. That means they have sat down. The platform that enthroned certain persons in government have sat down and review all the calculations they made in enthroning those persons, and they discover that it is a mistake. In other words, miscalculation based on this interest that we have so prepared. And that miscalculation, we are going to correct it. If you put it out there, many people will say, oh, it's showing that INEC is no longer working, deviation. INEC is no longer working. It shows that, oh, our vote will not count. It shows that if you follow from this line of reasoning, you will continue to make a mistake and will not be able to hold these people responsible where you are supposed to. They are busy calculating now. Which work we get now? like the pidgin Englishman we say in the pidgin language, which work we get? Our one is to talk about them. We talk about them based on their actions. Why they are busy telling you the reality of what they are going to pursue and what they are pursuing. Then the next thing we do, we flare up emotions. Your vote will count. Your vote has still counted. But there is no independent candidate. And our law says, before you can enthrone anybody, it must be through the ballot under democratic setting. So why don't we sit down and understand these people? So we connect ourselves to whatever thing they are trying to do so that we can turn it around to be in favor of the majority. It is their game. It is a group. And that is what they are going to pursue. It's not left for us now to enlighten ourselves and be prepared and ready. If you don't wonder what to achieve, what do you have on ground? Some of you are not even a member of a political party. You are not ready. Some you don't even have a voter's card. Some you already say you will not vote again. And when these people are not telling you what they are going to pursue, you find it very offensive. Oh, they are doing this. And you are saying you will not vote. So they will achieve it now. They are going to succeed. And every decision, one man say, nothing concern me, concern Nigeria government. Nothing concern me, concern what I have is my economy is somewhere I don't even know whether I have. They are just speaking what I don't really understand. I don't even want to understand what they are saying because for me it doesn't make sense. Anybody that is in government today, the decision they make affects you, whether you go to church. They will determine even the hour you will pray in your church or in your mosque. The 1 naira that will enter your pocket will be from their own decision, however they think about it. The money you pay for transportation is from there. It's not your economy, not heaven. Your economy is determined, directed by people here, decisions on earth. So why don't you understand this and position yourself, your argument, your support towards making things better for you, yourself first?
Right. So if I understand what you're saying in reaction to this is you're making a clarion call for more political participation by people, and you're admonishing that people should no longer have, be apathetic to voting. Everybody should come out and vote so that it will be to the interest of the masses and not to the interest of the political elites. Is that what you're saying?
That is fantastic. That is what I'm saying.
All right. All right, very well. Still talking about politics and elections, People's Democratic Party has announced plans to approach the court to compel the Independent National Electoral Commission to include its candidate in the list of contestants for the 2026 Ekiti State governorship election. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Ini Emobong, the party accused INEC of unjustly excluding its candidate, Dr. Oluwole Oluyede, despite monitoring and validating the party's primaries, which it said complied with all electoral laws and guidelines. The PDP argued that there was no rivalry claim to its ticket and no court order restraining INEC from recognizing its candidate, adding that it had commenced legal action to enforce its rights and urged the commission to act with impartiality and neutrality. What do you make of this development? This is the second time PDP's candidate is being excluded by INEC. The first was by-election, and now Ekiti State's upcoming governorship election in 2026. What do you have to say to that?
If you don't want the festival of lizards in your compound, why going to the bush and fetching ant-infested firewood to your compound? Why? If you want to be called a righteous man, they do things that portray righteousness. But you can't go there and be dancing like a mad person. And if the people address you, that it's like this one is he say, you say, oh, why are you calling me like that? INEC is set up by law. And INEC is following the law. One disappointment I have with opposition parties in Nigeria is that they don't even know how to convince people into, supporting their plight. No thanks to the level of ignorance that is bedeviling the Nigeria states. You see person will just throw statement that was supposed to just package and throw in the dustbin. Some people will pick it and say, yeah, they are saying INEC is partial, INEC, ring election, INEC. And that is why even somebody who knows that he faced the election, who will go to court and admit that this person won the election, please, but council disqualify this person and reconduct the election in court. Meanwhile, the person will now come to social media and say, I won the election. And the people will say, yes, he won the election. I not see what he's saying. He won the election. Meanwhile, in court, is admitted that he didn't actually win. The next thing will say, INEC rig, IREF. See what is IREF? I want everything is just, sometimes it amazes me. PDP is acting on another drama. You say INEC should act impartial, right? So what was INEC supposed to do? INEC cited reasons. You don't have known leadership in the eyes of your constitution. Then in the eyes of the general law, you are having problems. And you disobey your own constitution, you disobey your own agreement, you disobey whatever, you went there, you think anything can go. So immediately you are done, you are expecting INEC to clap for you and accept the outcome, whatever you are doing. INEC told you that based on the reason, according to PDP, that initially a code was given to them, that they entered, the platform, later it was shot on them and the rest of it. And INEC said yes. A court judgment on October 31st, 2025 and November 14, 2025, these are court of competent jurisdiction, gave their rulings that they should not even supervise, they should not monitor or participate in anything that you are going to do in that your so-called convention. The court restrained INEC. And you went ahead. You couldn't resolve your issues politically. You went outside and be dancing naked. You finish and you want INEC to jettison the law and accept you. So that is when INEC will become impartial. Then what will the other group say? If favors you, will be rejoicing that INEC can engage in illegality. So if INEC should continue in that standard, tomorrow won't you be crying? Tomorrow you still say that we cry, INEC, Nigeria is finished. These are some of those things. Put your house in order. INEC acted based on court judgment, court of competent jurisdiction. It's not unilateral act. It is court decision that INEC follow. So if you think that your name of your candidate or whatever should be included in an election, then go back and put your house in order. INEC will have no say then to exclude any member of PDP or name of your candidates from any election. But currently, INEC need to stick and stand with the law. That is why we blame INEC mostly in everything. I'm not saying INEC is perfect, but INEC has made some gains. But the problem is some Nigerians and some politicians have refused to submit themselves to the rule of the game. They just want their own, to succeed. Other people also have interests that they want to achieve within the Nigeria state. So what should INEC do? Stand with the law at all times and at every time. So if you are dissatisfied, follow the right process. So PDP should be ashamed currently. If your people are excluded, means whatever you did is illegal and remain illegal until maybe it is changed and become legal. Then INEC will recognize. And
in the light of this development, do you see more defections from People's Democratic Party to other parties? Because, this is a signal, the second warning signal from INEC that, the leadership of PDP is not recognized, as it were. And for persons who want to run elective positions on the platform of PDP, who are still members of the PDP, and people, of course, who still hold elective positions on the platform of PDP, do you see them defecting in order to protect their political ambition ahead of 2026?
If you're an aspirant who wants to vie for any political elective position, and you think you have a lot of money that you can just throw around, empower some people and just, gather some fames, please go to the PDP and collect form. Collect the form, fill it and submit it. Because at the end of the day, you have achieved your purpose. You just want to throw money around and you will not achieve it. But if you think that you want to contest an election in the real sense, you really want to contest, please run from PDP. Because as it stands, I mentioned it one of the stations. I say, if you are trying to contest an election, please avoid the PDP, because whatever happens, one of the faction can just go to court. And if they go to court, if they nullify the decision or whatever decision the PDP have taken, your candidacy is
Everything
gone.
is gone.
Is gone. So if you have plenty of money that you want to throw around, please, you can even reach out to me as well. I can help you, so that you just collect from for PDP. I will help you. I will even follow you there. So you collect the form, we throw the money, the form, you go and drop it at the gate of the PDP. That is you have achieved your purpose.
Right.
That is all you want. You have
Right.
achieved it. But winning an election under PDP currently, defection is even an understatement, because even
there'll be a massive exodus.
Even those who are claiming PDP today, those who are even telling INEC to be impartial today, give them form to start in an election, they will not collect it.
You're right. Very well.
They will not. They will go behind and collect one of the party's form. And be saying PDP in the daytime, but at night, they are not members of that PDP. They are running election somewhere.
All right. Thank you very much, Emmy. It's a pleasure having you today on Open Conversation.
We thank you, thank our viewers, and we thank ATN.
All right, and thank you so much, our viewers, for always staying connected with us. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Ifastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on X, Atlantic TV Net. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Laurentia Ogu. Compliments of the season once again, and see you on the other side of 2026. See you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.